These are some Dinar Guru updates, starting off with Sandy Ingram. Says the Central Bank of Iraq has expanded foreign currency transfer options for local banks by adding the Jordanian dinar, Saudi riyal. Additionally, Iraqi banks can now use the euro to fund with Turkey. These new currencies join the USD, UAE, Chinese yen, and Indian rupee. The goal is to diversify trade financing and making international transactions more efficient at official exchange rates, an upgrade aligned with international banking standards. All right, moving on to Claire. Claire has an article quote. Al-Nusayri confirms that the central bank's approach to banking reform and development contributes to accelerating Iraq's ascension to the World Trade Organization. Right, Frank 26 says Azra Flack is talking to the Iraqi citizens, not to you, not even me. But they're talking to Iraqi citizens, in my opinion, about everything they need to know concerning the new exchange rate. Right, Sandy Ingram says the Central Bank of Iraq has expanded foreign currency transfer options for local banks by adding the Jordanian dinar and the Saudi riyal. Additionally, Iraqi banks can now use the euro to fund trade with Turkey. These new currencies join the USD, UAE, the yen, Indian rupee, and the goal is to diversify the trade, financing, and making, financing and making. I'm realizing in the middle of reading this that this is something I received already previously. So I already said this, but it ended with, that's why I was thrown off for a minute, sorry. But the end basically summarizes as the goal is to diversify the trade financing and making international transactions. And it's going to be more efficient at official exchange rates. So the upgrade there will be aligned with international banking standards. Sorry about that. Claire article quote, Al-Nusayri confirms that the central bank's approach to banking reform and development contributes to accelerating Iraq's ascension to the World Trade Organization. All right, Frank 26 says, let's see here. I don't know why I'm getting sent double of the same information, so I'm going to spare you from that happening again. Sorry, this morning has been rough. I think some of you know I've been dealing with pretty severe family emergency, and I'm navigating as best I can to even get up these videos. Also, on Monday night, I had to put down both of my dogs, for those of you who have gotten to know my dogs over the years, and it was completely unexpected. And so, wow, I'm still processing that. But yes, I've gotten sent two double things in a row, so a couple of those are about to be repeated, but I caught the second one. There we go. Okay, so Militiaman says we are still following along an international event. I think that is real. I don't think it's just Iraq centric, and I haven't believed that for a long time. You can tell that the United States Treasury, U.S. Federal Reserve, IMF, World Bank of International Settlements, and everybody's been involved. All right, Mark Z via PDK's a question. Why is it important for American companies to visit Iraq? Mark Z says for stability, of course. There are a number of U.S. and international companies that signed with the private sector. They need this for the reform process. All right, Samson article quote says Iraq is at the heart of a new international climate taking shape in the region. Quote, a positive atmosphere prevails in the region. All right. Thank you for having patience with me with this one, and apologies for not being as consistent. Again, this is not my job. I'm doing this as a tribute, most of you know, to my father and brother who were highly invested emotionally and financially in this investment, and I started this channel a long time ago in tribute of first my brother, then my father. And for those of you who have gotten to know my dogs over the years, here and there, from either their tapping around or some barking, yes, I did have to put them down completely unexpectedly. Both of them last, not Monday as in yesterday, but last Monday. And yeah, I'm still pretty shocked over the whole thing. They were 5 and 7 years old. They didn't get into anything or anything like that. It wasn't, for those of you who are still listening and cared about them, it wasn't like accident or poisoning. It's just a lot to explain. And as some of you know, I have some pretty serious PTSD, so I don't want to get into it right now. But um, yeah, so for those of you, I know some of you used to comment about my dogs and stuff. So if you do hear this, maybe don't do that. And I hope that they're with my brother and dad and having a much better time now. Sorry to end it on that note, but I know some of you that have followed for years have known my dog, so I wanted to give that update. And I will be doing these as consistent as possible, again, and it's just been a lot going on, and the dogs really was, I hope, was the finale to this, all this back-to-back stuff. So, and I'll be more consistent with my YouTubes. I hope everybody is having a good day, and let's just keep trying to stay as positive as we can. Please keep the comments positive as always. And if anybody has anything negative to say, just don't listen to my YouTube. You know, I've always said that. Just use your energy in a better way. I don't listen to things that I have negative things to say about it, because I don't feel that's what I want to do with my energy. So, I always advise people to do the same.